Hello and welcome to the Planet Beer TV speed dating sessions from the backstage at Rivington Farm Trip 2024.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Paul, what are we doing today?
This place, Chris, is packed to the rafters with quality breweries, so we thought we'd take the opportunity to get to know as many of them as we possibly can.
Yeah, so we're going to do quick 15-minute sessions where we're going to ask them questions, a bit like speed dating.
Yeah, a bit like speed dating.
So we can ask them like, who are you? What do you do? How much money are you on?
What's your relationship like with your parents?
Will you marry me?
That kind of thing.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends who comes in.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot of breweries to get through, plenty of content. So today, who we got, Paul?
Today's brewery is...
Low-Key Barrel Project.
We are here with Drew from Low Key.
Hello, Drew.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man. So you guys are... well, you've been a target on the channel for some time.
Ominous.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, not in a good one.
Yeah. Like an assassination.
And to the point where last year I think I was down in Ashford, Kent on other business, and I ended up drinking in your Low Key tap because you've got a tap room there, although you don't do any brewing out of there.
No, so we're a contract brewery. We or a cuckoo brewery or a gypsy brewery, however you want to say it. We do a lot of work with Vault City up in Edinburgh, who are absolutely phenomenal. We share similar philosophies in that we make absolutely just nonsense beer, like complete nonsense beer. I mean, the beer you have in front of you. When I had the meeting with Vault City, I was saying like, so I've got this pitch, right, and it's what if pancakes, everyone likes pancakes, right? Pancakes are delicious, objectively. But you had maple syrup infused with Tonka, obviously. That's the meme. Loki does everything with Tonka. And blood orange. What would happen? Is that too crazy?
Holy
shit. Is that too nuts? And they're like, who are you talking to?
Boy, wash your mouth out.
What the hell, man? Like, what are we, chopped liver? Like,
If I put that in as well.
Girl, don't even girl.
Don't even go.
yeah.
I mean, it smells like a fucking Twix, almost. It's like chocolate caramel.
I'm glad you said all those things because sometimes I do kind of second guess myself and have a bit of imposter syndrome when I'm drinking beers. But blood orange,
Holy shit.
through the roof. Tonka bean there.
Yeah.
Pancake, why not?
Yeah, why not?
See, I can't smell the orange. The orange is totally on taste.
That's all I could smell.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
It's fast, and as it warms up, it'll change again, and all like different elements will come out, and different aspects will come out to different people, like depending on mood and
Where you're drinking it.
where you're drinking it, and like brain chemistry. I don't know, like
Science.
but like when you put this much in there and balance it this well. Which is what we really try really hard to do, and like our general philosophy for balancing layers of flavor is like I think it's very easy if you put your finger out to balance a feather on the end of your finger. It's very difficult to balance a sledgehammer on the end of your finger, and what I want is to get these big sledgehammer type flavors to balance together.
I absolutely love that.
That's fucking great. What a
wonderful thing.
Yeah. So there's two of you.
Technically 3 of us.
Technically 3.
Yep.
But we don't talk about the third.
We don't. Yeah. If you're Wu-Tang Clan members, who would you be?
Now, if one of the other members of Loki was here, he'd be like, "Oh, hey, here is a breakdown of everyone in the Wu-Tang Clan. I love the Wu-Tang Clan. Unfortunately, you have me here. I've never listened.
It's fine. It's a trick question.
What kind of podcast is this? but hang on a minute, because we are as stereotypical Wu-Tang Clan fans. You know,
White guys.
White guys from the black country.
All I know is that the Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Oh yeah,
that's as far as I got.
And there's too many of them.
And I think as long as you live by that credos, I think you're there.
Yeah,
I think you've succeeded in life.
Is my beer something to fuck with?
I think
is my beer for the kids? That's also as far as I got.
Yeah,
and also legally no.
Disclaimer.
Can't
no.
say yes.
Yeah, definitely can't say yes.
Please do not be fucking with this beer.
I'm going to rephrase my question. So there's three of you.
Don't rephrase it.
I mean,
reframe it.
Yeah, rephrase it. So
there's going to be
there's,
quite
there's,
a restructuring as well.
there's three of you. We're only going to talk about two.
Yep.
Nothing to do with the Wu-Tang Clan, but the other two of you're basically brewers by background, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you both do that element.
Yes.
That's how you guys came to know
Yeah,
each other.
so I mean,
or-
I have a whole story memorized. I can probably fit it into the next 3 seconds.
Do it.
cool, right?
Not 3 seconds, but I so 10-ish years ago I was stacking shelves in Waitrose. I've always loved beer. I just looked directly at the camera.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
Is that totally cool?
Yeah, break the fourth wall. We don't
I'm
care.
not Deadpool. I can't.
Yeah. No, but why not?
No one's
Why
done
not?
that yet.
Why not? Yeah.
Actually, this is good. This is just changing the whole setup. Let's
mean,
all just stare at the camera.
We've broken the fourth wall now. There's
let's
a
do it
guy
together.
behind the camera. Someone else has just walked in. We're breaking down the boundaries.
We are,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Anyway, so I was a keen home brewer. Keen is a code word for shit. I was a shit home brewer. I made nothing of any worth or value or of artistic merit. It was all out of the kit garbage.
Drew. Do you want to have a little therapy session?
It's, but like that's where you start.
What's your relationship like with your parents?
Well, pretty good.
That's all I've got.
That was short.
There it is.
Move
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
move on.
We've got to the bottom of it. It's all fine.
That's where you fail.
You failed because you liked your parents. Fuck you! How dare you!
Fuck your happy childhood.
My mum's gonna be so pleased when she sees this.
Sorry, Mrs. Drew.
Let's try and keep this on
Officially
on some form of.
You said it's the last one. Let's make it.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I was a home brewer. Shit at it. Worked in Waitrose. Got a job with a place called the Bottle Shop, which was like a big shed filled with artisanal foods in a tiny little shop. Which then grew into a wholesaler and various other things, and I went up through the ranks with that. Eventually, I moved to London with them to move their stuff to Bermondsey, and they were on the Bermondsey Beer Mile and became quite a thing there, which was fun. It was all very exciting because it was back in the day, and
Yeah, but then it was expensive.
And then it was expensive.
Yeah.
I commuted and I hated it. It was just deeply unpleasant.
Is that because you're based in Kent?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, I'm in Ashford, and at the time I was in the country around Ashford as well. So
Yeah.
it was commuting into Ashford to then commute to London on the slow train, which sucked.
Makes me feel sick, and
yeah.
I'm not even doing it.
It was awful. And at a point I was like, I'm spending a lot of time selling other people's beer. Why don't I spend my time selling my beer? Because I don't make any beer. Well, how do we fix that? I went to a brewery out in Deal, said to them, like, I have a Rolodex.
It's time and tide.
It was Time and Tide. I have a Rolodex. Teach me how to brew, and I'll sell your beer. And they taught me how to brew, which is
Fucking A.
fantastic.
That's lovely.
1 year later, I moved on to Boutiliers in Faversham.
Oh.
there
oh,
we
is
go.
this something clicking?
Boutiliers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I said to them, look, I've left Time and Tide. Give me creative control. I'll take a pay cut. I say as if that wasn't like a thing that like, oh yeah, you're not going to...
I'm going to take a pay cut to work
I'm
for you.
going to take a pay cut to work for you, but I want creative control is the key thing. And somewhere down the line, I want my own brand. And that brand was Low Key. And then when the pandemic hit, it turned out everyone wanted Imperial Stouts. And we were good at Imperial Stouts. We'd done like 2 or 3 as Boutiliers. We did one of Emperors. Damien is absolutely fantastic.
He's a wizard.
He's been
or a Jedi, or whatever.
He's been a huge influence on us. You can probably taste in the beer that he's a huge influence on us. And we thought to ourselves, like, we have one roll of the dice. I mean, just one, because COVID's going to kill the business dead if we don't make a decent amount of money out of this. So we went whole hog into Low Key, and Low Key's the thing that kind of it pushed us along. and it got us through COVID. And then the opportunity came up to have the tap room in Ashford, which is in my hometown, and we just jumped at it, and the rest is pretty much history.
I've got a funny little anecdote about Cuckoo breweries, because you guys are Cuckoo breweries.
Yeah.
I completely misunderstood the term.
You did, didn't you?
Because like me and Paul were having this conversation, I was like, yeah, we could do a whole thing on Cuckoo breweries, because like they're just pop-up breweries. And in my head, the reason why they're called Cuckoo breweries is because, like a cuckoo clock, they just pop out and then go back in, pop out, go back in, And then Paul's like, that's not why they're called Cuckoo breweries. And I was like,
and I had to explain to you then that it was because you go into a brewery and then you push the other breweries out using your arse.
Yeah,
out the door.
No, actually,
you kill their children, and then you like just take it over.
The way we do Cuckoo brewing, you're actually more correct, because I turn up and make bird noises.
No, but yeah, once there's it's Cuckoos have this famous reputation of like just sneaking in with like their own offspring, and then they basically take over from the inside. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, I mean, why does anyone think that's a good idea to call it?
Yeah, well,
that doesn't sound like a positive thing at all.
What you've missed out is the famous bit where what happens with cuckoos is they lay their eggs in other birds' nests and then they brew their own beer.
Really nice imperial stouts.
So
they come.
Circle of life.
They're born with like a Brooklyn homebrew kit. But specifically the Punk IPA one.
Yeah. Or Sierra Nevada. I mean, either or.
I've got a bit of an affinity with Loki from a personal point of view, Drew, because during COVID, we thought, me and my wife, we thought it'd be a great idea to open a bottle shop.
Oh.
Which we did.
Oh, what was it called?
Hall.
I want to say I remember that.
You probably don't. We weren't around very long because we opened in COVID.
Yeah.
But you were one of the first barrel-aged bottles we put on our shelves.
Thank you very much for buying it back then, by the way.
But I think we were probably sinking at the same time, really. The branding stood out so much, man.
Fantastic.
And because we'd opened quite new to our little town as well, people coming in and they were buying with their eyes.
Yeah.
So there's people who had no idea who you were, or even what barrel-aged stouts were, or all the crazy shit you were doing at the time. Just buying it because of that, and that's kind of when we realised
you
there
were
and
waxing
then.
as well, weren't you?
Yeah, we were waxing too.
So
that's when it became really apparent to us, and latterly to Chris when he introduced himself into our life like a cuckoo,
with his home brewing kit and his albuterol and eggshell,
as he shoved my wife out the door with his arse. That's the whole beer and branding thing and the artistic merit around that as a thing in craft beer.
It's huge, because like people consume all sorts of products, but I think especially food and drink products with all of their senses, like all of their senses, and the taste and smell and that kind of thing. It's obvious. Feel is obvious. Sound less obvious, but if you think about like when you get like
I don't know, man. Sounds like seashells.
What the fuck did you? Your mother's a whore.
Just for those just listening exclusively, we were listening to The Glass then.
Yeah.
Beer talks back.
It does, and it's a mean son of a bitch. But
James Todd does what?
Yeah, that's for the courts to decide. The court of public opinion.
James what?
Yeah, but no, so sound,
like if you get like a German swing top and it does that little, it's like that's fantastic.
No, you say that actually, the crack of a can.
Yeah,
just
brilliant,
fucking instant.
But sight, I think, is a huge thing as well, and that applies when you're pouring a beer. So this amber, huge, light head, delicious, but like. Before that, you have like the vessel that it comes in, and if the vessel is just plain and doesn't stand out from everything else, then why would you expect someone to choose it? Whereas, like, if you make your stuff exciting and fun and put effort into its presentation, because like Great Odin knows you've put a lot of effort into making the beer itself, why would you then put it in just like a plain old 500 brown bottle with just like a silver crown cap and just like, well, there you go. It says to people that you don't value beauty, but you're in craft beer, so you do value beauty.
Yeah,
You're just not telling people
you have
about
to,
it.
the craft of it.
Yeah.
You know, and that doesn't just go for the ingredients and the way it tastes and all that sort of stuff. It goes for the way it looks. You can't just put that shit, like you're saying, in like a fucking absent can. They're just stuff. Oh, we have had one earlier. Phantom brought along a can that was so fresh that it didn't have a label on it.
I mean, that's always fun.
But would I buy that? No,
No,
I wouldn't,
you
'cause
wouldn't.
I don't know what's in it.
But if someone
or
from
what it
Phantom
looks
came
like.
up with you, like if you go to Belgium or something, and like one of the guys from the Blenderies turns up with like a bottle that's been chalked on, like 001. It's like, the mystery.
Yeah.
Oh my god, would
Oh my
I
God,
buy
I've
that? I got to change my trousers twice for 2 different reasons. That's front and back.
You could go on again. Right, so, hang on, but it's a really good point. Actually, we had the boys from Pillars on earlier, who are a lager exclusive brewery, and they bought a bottle of Eisbock, and it was in a snazzy shaped bottle. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
there.
very nice.
There we go.
That, I mean,
Right, you got
that's
all the
a beautiful
wax.
bottle.
But he said this beer is a pain in the arse. You know, it's a pain in the arse to brew. It nearly kills their machinery and the equipment. That's a nightmare, waxing the top.
Yep.
It said, but that's why we do it.
Yeah, but look at
And
it.
I love that. Yeah, yeah,
It looks delicious.
I'd,
I mean,
I'd
it's-
buy the fuck out
Yeah.
of it.
I'm not going to drink it. It looks that good.
Yeah. It looks
That's the
delicious.
danger.
It looks delicious. I buy it. It probably is delicious. Also, pillars are fantastic. Like the start of every session, I've been on their gear like no one's business.
Oh, really? Like we honestly, I'd never heard of them before this.
Really?
But one of the reasons we were looking for breweries when we were doing this, where it was like, let's look for someone that we haven't heard of and ones that do different things.
Yeah.
And obviously, these guys were doing lager exclusive from London as well. So it's like we should know them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
But
just-
I think that shows the regional divide, and Pillars themselves are talking about that.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to get traction in your local area alone.
Yeah, well,
but
we
to
found that.
push it upwards or southwards if you live in the wrong part of the country.
That wasn't a laugh of agreement, by the way.
It was.
It was.
I think you'll find it was.
the low rumbling cackle of disapproval.
But then Chris at Swardhorse, is in North Wales. He said, triple hard. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
time moves very slowly
Yeah.
between where they are and Liverpool.
Is it extra hard because of all the hills?
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
that's
there's a lot of hills
science.
to go up.
Yeah.
But-
We found exactly the same in Kent.
Yeah.
Kent, famous for lovely gardens, the White Cliffs of Dover, and quite boring brown beer. And
Nigel Farage trying to get elected.
oh, what a cunt!
Yeah.
So we're at this. Well, as the sun's setting over this incredible Lancashire sunset, and I'm sat indoors with sunglasses on. These are prescription, Drew. That's why I have to wear them.
Okay.
So I've left my glasses.
I
in
wasn't
the car.
going to question it.
Yeah, I'm not
You
like
pull-
Roy Orbison.
but now that you said that,
You pull them off regardless. It's fine. I wasn't really like, what's
why are
this?
you doing this?
What's this with?
As the sun sets over this amazing Lancashire sunset, Farm Trip is
Oh, this is fantastic, isn't it?
In our opinion, certainly is probably one of the best beer festivals.
It's right up
in
there.
the country.
It's definitely, yeah.
Farm Trip and beer festivals in general. What do they bring to the table for you as a brewer and a small business?
So I run a festival myself. So I run Gencraft in Ashford, which runs twice a
Now's
year.
the time to promote that.
Can we come?
Yeah, absolutely. I insist.
In fact, you must.
You must. You
you're
are
not
now.
there-
You are now contractually obliged to come. I'm afraid.
Oh,
just by me being on this podcast. No, it's October 26th is the next
Awesome.
one. I haven't announced any of the breweries yet, but the lineup is. It's fantastic.
Fire.
It's
Go on,
it's all.
give us one.
Just
one.
Just one. Black
Don't tell anyone.
Black Iris.
Oh yeah,
I love them. They're fantastic.
Nottingham Heroes.
Yes. And it's all about bringing fun breweries to Ashford because it's been a fight to get the craft scene going in Kent in general. It seems quite reluctant for a while, but I believe it's getting there now. and also bringing the underloved. I think the underloved breweries, because you look at a lot of the big brewery lists, and you could be like, oh yeah, I knew all of those were going to go, all of them, and it's like, but I can get all of those anywhere. But at our place, you know, we try and bring breweries that you can't get anywhere. So we had Sinister, we had Cult of Oak.
Roberto.
Yeah.
Oh, we know
that boy. That boy.
He
lives
literally
around the
lives
corner.
in the same town as us.
He's the most virile man I've ever seen.
He really is.
Walks into a room, 3 women get pregnant.
We've made jokes about
We've
this. He's the
literally
most
said that
fecund
repeatedly.
man.
Yeah.
When he
Fantastic.
when he used
Used
to
to
come into our
fucking
shop, I used to give my wife a packet of condoms just
Yeah.
in case, because like literally it was
It's like,
everyone's getting
holy
pregnant.
shit, someone's pregnant. Roberto's there. The guys are a legend.
And also there are some people, when I meet them, I have this like little alarm that goes off in my head that says, you are a danger to drink with. Like, if I drink with you, I will be dead.
I'm pretty sure he told us that he had like a Linda machine that just had like Belgian
He
in
did.
the kitchen.
He bought one of our kegs, and it was a 13% Blood Orange Triple IPA. And he sent us a video at like 9 a.m. on a Thursday of him having pints of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you monster. And he was like, I'm on my second.
Don't worry, it's only my second.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you some stories about Roberto later, but they're not for this.
Not for
No.
this, no.
Bring me in for that one, though.
Let's wrap this up.
Oh, yeah. Festivals in general. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Love festivals. I'm sad that IMBCC went. The way it did. I think the way the scene is going, it's going to be a lot more about the brewery-led festival. So things like Rivington Farm Trip, which is fantastic and it's beautiful. They really take care of the brewers. They really take care of their customers, and everyone just seems really. I fed some cows this morning. I got a ride in a tractor. I was just like,
Do paddleboarding tomorrow. It's fun.
maybe. That means
true.
no.
True. Don't.
Maybe I'll think about it.
It's horrible.
No, you're right though, because I mean, you do get like your big boys like Verdant. They don't necessarily have they've got the epic tap room, but they don't really have the location because they're on an industrial estate or whatever.
Yeah.
So what they do from there is like the Falmouth Beer Trail and stuff. So so that I suppose they try and bring it all in like a little beer festival.
Yeah.
From a different angle, I suppose.
Yeah.
But like you say, that's a really good point. It's
Yeah.
brewery led now,
and it's going to be become a lot more regional as
Yeah.
well. As much as it was relatively regional in that you had like the London Craft Beer Festival, you had IMBCC in Manchester, you got the is it Leeds International, and a couple of the ones in Scotland. It's going to be even more fragmented now, I think. So you're going to become even more hyper local, but you'll still drag people from all around the country because it's a fun thing. And I think that the Beak one, I was very sad to see that got cancelled, but that's the kind of thing that I think will really catch on
No, for sure.
in the next 5 years, and in 5 years' time we'll be like,
it'd be
this is
like
the
another
norm
really
now.
farm trip.
It feels like a lot of beer festivals as well went in the way of like music festivals where they became overly corporate.
Yeah.
And you get the same breweries and it's the same setup.
Yeah.
And they try and do that thing where they do with, like a Starbucks where everything has to be the same.
Yep.
So you walk in, it's the same branding, the same logos, and it became depressing.
And if you talk to a lot of brewers, the key thing that's putting them off some of the bigger festivals is the pitch fees. The pitch fees are nuts for some of these festivals. Like some are like $2,000, and if you're a small brewery, you cannot afford that. And
Everyone's squeezed.
everyone's squeezed, but like no one has $2,000 spare.
Because it's about the business then, and it stops being about the beer and what it should be, which is that kind of inclusive punk rock mentality where people are experimenting and learning off each other and hopefully passing on knowledge and stuff, which is exactly what Rivington is actually.
Yeah.
So, what we need to know, which is the most important question, if you could collaborate with any brewery in the world, who would it be? And I'm not trying to guide you here, but if you could maybe mention one of the breweries here at Rivy Farm Trip, that'd be great.
Okay, well, in which case I have three.
I love this.
I've got a constantly rotating top 3 best favorite breweries. The top 2 are almost always Anchorage, Alaska. They give 0 fucks.
First shout out to
Holy fuck.
Anchorage. That's great.
Word up, Anchorage.
They're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. They make just superb, 0 compromise beer. Like absolutely 0 compromise.
I can't say I've ever had anything by Anchorage.
It's wildly expensive as well. I think you can.
That's why I'm very tight.
always.
Yeah, you can find some online for like £200 for a 375.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, but like if I fancy a treat and have won the lottery recently, then
Which
that's
you do every week.
every now and then. So them, love them. Jester King from Texas.
Yeah,
It's quite a distance away from what we do, but I've always appreciated their philosophy of. I mean, they always talk about like they use their own well water. And they always talk about their goats and being like having everything from the farm and their creativity is also beyond reproach.
Love it.
From this festival, I think I've always had a huge respect for Siren.
Nice. Yeah. Fair play.
Second shout out for Siren.
Yeah,
by the way.
they're absolutely fantastic. Like even though they've gone into the supermarkets, you normally expect a brewery to either dip or concentrate more on the supermarket lines. They haven't. They still put a lot of effort into the barrel aging project, into their creativity. I was talking to one of the guys earlier about the Tamarind Imperial Porter they had a few years ago that I thought was possibly my beer of the year. If it's anyone, it's Siren. But you got to shout out people like Emperors and Blackout and Puhast.
Oh,
and
mate,
Celestial
they're all
Beer
here,
Works.
aren't they?
Like,
They're all doing it so well.
Yeah, this is a murderer's row of of just amazing brewers. And it's genuinely like an honor to be part of that list, to be included. Like we're in a tent with Pomona Island and Crossover.
Some of the best big 750ml bottles coming out of Pomona Island.
Absolutely stonking.
Yeah.
And the talent on display here is
It's unreal.
yeah.
Look, we could speak to you for another hour. We probably will after this. But what's pressing at the moment is Celestial Beer Works, all the way from Dallas, are doing a tasting over in the field over there.
Yep.
So let's
And we
go do
all
that.
need to go and join.
I
that.
think we do.
Thanks, man.
Also,
Drew, love you, mate.
the RZA.
Oh, it's your Wu-Tang clan. Yeah. So you're the RZA. Yeah. Okay. Good. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this one, guys, or listening, or whatever. We'll catch you next time.